5 a.m. and a granite dawn is thinking of breaking over Felixstowe. At least it's not raining, though there's precious little warmth.
A bit brisk, very brisk.
But the East Suffolk Morris men at least know how to keep out the cold.
It's traditional.
Not many pastimes call for audible leggings to be worn, nor for the presence of a player who's dressed up as a hedge.
I'm Jack O' the Green.
In real life, Pete Jennings.
The Green Man.
No one knows when the first men dressed up to welcome in the May. Some might wonder why they still do it this way.
Most people do it because it's fun to do. It's the camaraderie, it's the fellowship. Some people obviously do it because they're keeping a tradition alive, and I think that's vital.
Some things do change, at least in detail, like the fool and his pig's bladder, which he seems to be keeping to himself this morning.
Well, this is a vegetarian version of a bladder. It's actually a balloon with a handkerchief over it. So, not that I'm vegetarian, but it's not easy to get hold of real pig bladders these days.
Hobby horses aren't easy to find today either. This one's nearly as old as its rider, found a member of the East Suffolk side, Desmond Herring. But even at 70, he still has the odd bit of costume trouble. John Cranston, Look East, Felixstowe.
So, I wasn't going crazy after all. I could hear lots of little bells. Morris dancing has its roots in ancient fertility rites, and some of the graphic details are slightly too graphic and too detailed for us to explain fully here, so best left to the imagination, I think.
If you were hit on the head with one of those sticks, you'd certainly know about it. You could be maimed for life. Perhaps that's why a collection of Morris dancers is called a mayhem, from the word to maim. Morris dancers all carry their own beer tankards around with them, and that's why when they get together for a dance, it's called an ale.
Mike, a lot of people think that the word Morris actually comes from Moorish. Is there any truth in that?
Well, there may be a little. It's so old that we don't really know. Some of the original dances may well have come from Spain, but they are also related to all kinds of areas in Europe and even, we think, to some of the old traditions in Africa.
And what about the horse and the fool?
They're both very old, and the horse traditions actually have been grafted onto the Morris from other areas. Shakespeare, of course, had fools in his plays. And one of Shakespeare's fools, in fact, gave rise to a very good phrase for your phrases and was the 9 Days Wonder. And that, of course, was Will Kemp. And Will Kemp left Shakespeare's company and danced from London to Norwich, and he took 9 days on the road.
Morris danced?
Morris danced, yes, and hence the term the 9 Days Wonder.
This dance is called the Quaker, and it involves waving around handkerchiefs. The word kerchief comes from the French couvrir, to cover, and chef, an old word for head. If you wore one round your neck, it would be a neckerchief, but if you wave one around, it's obviously a handkerchief. I think I might take this down another couple of pegs or two.
Don't keep it to yourself. Air your views on the box next this afternoon.